Hello again and happy Sunday from Metro Manila, the Philippines, Southeastern Asia. The defeated US President Donald Trump's dogged refusal to accept the fact that he was defeated in the November the 3rd, 2020 US presidential elections is critically weakening the United States democratically and in foreign policy. And once, at last, by January, he will have to very grudgingly accept by January 2021 the fact that he lost to former US Vice President Joe Biden, then definitely incoming Biden administration will need our prayers because given the fact that for weeks already the Trump administration, aside from a few minor officials maybe, has refused to give crucial national security and other sources of information to the Biden transition team, they will basically then have to belatedly find out that information. And that is very sad in the free and fair elections of the United States. So this is almost unprecedented. Even 20 years ago, when then US Vice President Al Gore refused, like he first congratulated then Texas Governor George W. Bush on the latter's victory, and then as certain members of his campaign team noted that there were so-called under-focused on challenging the election results in one state. Donald Trump has challenged the election, the remaining ones, with a nearly 100% likelihood will also fail. So Donald Trump, with a nearly 100% likelihood, will be, if necessary, forcibly removed from the White House come January the 20th, 2021. But at what cost to the American people and the American democracy? Every day, 100,000 plus Americans are diagnosed with the COVID-19 pandemic. Every day, thousands more, or at least 1,000 plus, or at least hundreds more are dying. Millions are going hungry as the Christmas season is approaching. So Donald Trump is actually showing that he only ultimately cares about himself. He doesn't care about the defense of the so-called Christian values and Christian faith. He only cares about himself. Even for the good of their family. One of them has, Donald Trump Jr. was recently, many days ago, urged him to concede. So has his son-in-law Jared Kushner, and so has his daughter Ivanka. So the decent thing for him to do would be to concede, at least by telling his administration officials to start cooperating. For President-elect Biden, he can authorize, for example, the outgoing Vice President Mike Pence to do so. So let's look at two articles here. Donald Trump undercuts American democracy as he clings to power. Analysis by Stephen Collison and Maeve Reston, apparently published on November the 20th or 21st. President Donald Trump is trying to steal a free and fair election that he lost by a wide margin, or not that wide, but nevertheless clear margin, almost 4% or over 6 million popular votes, and then 74 electoral votes, to President-elect Joe Biden by tearing at the most basic principle of American and any other true democracy. He's trying to throw out hundreds of thousands of votes, or like he claims that the legitimately cast and counted votes and recorded votes were not actually legal votes. Trump's latest escalation of his attempt to subvert the result of the election followed a string of knockbacks in the courts, and after a statewide audit in Georgia confirmed Biden's victory in the crucial swing state. He asked state Republican leaders in Michigan to visit him on Friday. However, they reported that they hadn't seen until that day any evidence of massive vote fraud. However, some Michigan lawmakers are now trying to ask for a delay of the results certification in Wayne County, which includes the city of Detroit, so that Michigan would not be able to technically send its electors to vote on December the 14th. This is a pathetic attempt which, with an almost 100% likelihood, will fail. And besides, in Michigan, Biden's victory margin is many times greater than in Georgia. And the fact that Trump was only able to reduce Biden's narrow victory margin in Georgia by 2,000 votes out of 14,000 votes ought to tell you something. It would be a waste of money, time, effort, and human resources to go through the same manual recount, even in Wayne County. So it's a waste of time. All Trump has to do is to give up. Yeah. And since Michigan has a Democratic governor, Gretchen Whitmer, most likely Governor Whitmer is going to use her executive powers to make sure that Michigan will send a slate of Biden electors to the capital Lansing on December the 14th, 2020. Observers, human rights groups, and historians, according to Newsweek, have all warned that Trump's refusal to accept defeat publicly is damaging the United States political system and the country's role as a global beacon of democracy. Of course, it is doing that. But Trump doesn't care about that. He only wants success and his own pleasure, something successive administrations have championed. Kenneth Roth, executive director of Human Rights Watch, an international human rights organization, and I agree. Roth noted a State Department statement released earlier in November 2020 condemning Myanmar's or Burma's suppression of Rohingya Muslims, but said it was published after Trump used voter suppression to disenfranchise perceived in the United States. And besides, Wayne County includes many African American voters, and already certain voters have sued Donald Trump for trying to throw their votes out in Wayne County, Michigan. In its summary of the U.S. result, Human Rights Watch said the president had made unsubstantiated claims that were reckless. Roth said, "There is a vast difference between legitimate legal challenges aimed at protecting the right to vote and efforts to disenfranchise voters who support your opponent. One strengthens democracy, the other seeks, and this is very sad, and I hope and pray that the good Lord will soon put a stop to that by December 2020 at the latest. May God bless and protect all of you."